For Michigan, 7 of their 11 players are underclassmen. 7 freshmen, 4 sophomores, no juniors in terms of eligibility.
Well, they lost Livers, they lost the kid Smith, they lost the kid Wagner, who's in the NBA first rounder, Orlando.
Eli Brooks turns it over. Caleb Love hooks a pass. R.J. Davis will back it out.
Davis been shooting the ball really well for them.
Dawson Garcia leans in. Comes up short, and the rebound pulled down by Hunter Dickinson.
Well, Michigan's got to find a way to get the ball inside to Dickinson. He doesn't get enough touches, but he's going to want the ball. He's going to step to the ball and be hungry for it.
That hit the backboard first for the freshman Caleb Houston, but an offensive rebound for another freshman, Moussa Diabate.
Well, Houston, certainly a big-time freshman. Highly rated, had his first double-double the other day against Tarleton State. That's not North Carolina.
There's Dickinson stepping out. That rolls off the front of the rim, and a foul will be called. ESPN 100, a top 6 player. Diabate, number 11, both McDonald's All-Americans, part of a terrific recruiting class for Juwan Howard.
Well, you know, like Juwan said, it takes time. These kids are stepping in right now. They're going to take time to get to know each other, get familiar. Basketball's a game of rhythm, timing. It takes a while. Lost a lot of key players. North Carolina's got a good nucleus coming back. Strange not seeing Roy Williams sitting there.
It must be so weird for him to be sitting up in the stands watching these games. Caleb Love. He still can't break the ice.
I think they need a little bit more patience on offense. See, there's the turnovers. Can't have that win. Can't have those live ball turnovers.
Love pulls up. And the offensive rebound missed by Leaky Black. So coming up on 2.5 scoreless minutes here in Chapel Hill.
They got to find a way to slide the ball inside and Dickinson down the low box. He's got to go down to that low box and want the ball.
Jones leans in. He comes up short. Gets his own miss. Still can't connect. Over the back of Jones goes Dickinson. And that creates a turnover. That was a same team situation.
Look at this right now. He's making up for the referees. They're making for the referees that you are. Sending a message out to him. Hey, let me say this. Jones was a big-time player. Transfer, came here, and player of the year in this conference.
Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, he was like a scorer. Coastal Carolina started to play some good competition. It's a different level up here. Takes time.
Finally, the first bucket of the game for R.J. Davis.
He's been really shooting well, scoring for North Carolina. I mean, they got little pieces. They just got a little more passion and pride playing on the defensive end.
Dickinson has his pocket picked. 4th Michigan turnover. The follow won't go for Bacot. And Dickinson clears.
They had some guys that could shoot last year that could open up the court. Spacing's a big problem right now for Michigan because they don't have guys that making the threes.
Eli Brooks connects.
He's been a steady player for them throughout his career. Got the extra year because of COVID, and he's delivered.
Averaging close to 16 a game. Brady Manick in the game for the first time, the Oklahoma transfer.
He can shoot the ball.
Bacot has the offensive rebound, fall right in his hands, and he throws it down.
Well, that's what they need. They got to get on the offensive boards. They got size inside. Bacot, Garcia, they got to get up on the glass. Like a Manick in the game.
Dickinson sets the screen, and it is a moving screen, says John Gaffney. 5 turnovers already for Michigan.
Yeah, you can't lose the possessions like that. There's the offensive boards. Right on the glass was the Bacot, come out of IMG.
It's Fee Week on ESPN.
ESPN more emblematic of Jim Valvano's fight against cancer for the face face of college basketball, and now the face as well of the continual fight against cancer. As we welcome you to the Big Ten ACC Challenge, presented by Continental Tire and an ESPN Sonic blockbuster. Either Michigan or North Carolina is going to get their best win of the season so far. And the ACC needs a win. They need a bunch, as the Big Ten so far has dominated this year's challenge, winning 7 of the first 10 games. As we take a look at tonight's Sonic blockbuster. A low-scoring start. North Carolina has the 4-2 lead over the Wolverines. These teams have split the previous 8 meetings overall, and they are 1-1 against each other in this challenge. Bob Wischusen here with Dickie V. You know, it is great to be back next to you. I have to say, how did it feel to get that crowd reaction when they put your picture up on the board?
You know, really, it's so touching. I'll think about that Friday. I'm having surgery Friday and doing chemotherapy. It's emotional for me, really. Everywhere I go, and I love these people just pouring out. It's amazing. I don't deserve it all. I really don't. I mean, so much. My wife and I'm getting embarrassed by it all, but you know, it brings me to tears, to be honest with you. I watched that 15-minute show prior at 7 o'clock. The special was off the charts, and then all of a sudden I get a message. He doesn't want to mention his name. I'll say Paul, and I'll just simply say, thank you so much. He said, Dick, I was so touched by what was going on with you and Jimmy V and going to visit kids in hospitals. He said, I'm sending you $100,000 tomorrow.
That's great.
I mean, it's amazing. I'm really very emotional about all this.
Well, there's a reason you are receiving all of this love, and sitting alongside you all these years, I understand why. Now, one of these two teams is in search of an early signature win, because at this point, early part of the season, but neither North Carolina or Michigan has that signature win yet.
No, they've been struggling. When you look at North Carolina, played Purdue very tough. I think Purdue's the best team in the country. Played Purdue tough, but also Hubert told me against Tennessee, he was very upset with their effort, their defensive effort. Didn't play with the pride of a North Carolina player. And you look at Michigan, got blown out by Arizona. Tommy Lloyd doing one heck of a job replacing Sean Miller. And then they also lost the heartbreaker at home to my alma mater, Seton Hall. And you better believe, you know, I like Michigan, and I love Seton Hall a little bit more.
Well, we are back to the action here in our Sonic blockbuster between Michigan and North Carolina. And a little floater rolls home for R.J. Davis as Carolina extends their lead.
R.J. Davis has become really a solid, consistent scorer. He and Love on the perimeter should give him solid play. I mean, they got some talent. They just got to buy in on the defensive end.
Eli Brooks can't hit. Offensive rebound for the freshman Caleb Houston. On to another freshman, Moussa Diabate. The jump hook right over the top.
You know, his stock is going up. A lot of people really love his potential.
Let's take a look at who is on the floor. Brought to you by Dove Men Care for North Carolina. Brady Manick. He could be an impact transfer this year from Oklahoma. There he is, right along the baseline.
He must have heard you, man. He must have heard you. I saw him at Oklahoma. He can really make the 3-ball as well. He's a good guy to have coming off that bench. I got another guy on our bench, an impact player. So starting the game, Armando Garcia, left-hander, can stroke the ball.
Brooks from the elbow, in and out. And Manick able to tip it to Bacot.
There's been 2 problems for Michigan this year. Shooting the 3 and turning balls over. Our guy Seth did a great job in the studio the other day breaking down both teams and their problems. Carolina's been very simple. Communication, defending, getting back, and not playing with a lot of pride defensively.
Here is who is on the floor for Michigan, brought to you by Dove Men Plus Care. That floater just a little too strong for Devontae Jones.
When is Mr. Dickinson going to touch the ball inside and get some shots? He's only one of the best big players in the country.
He lost the rebound, but it fell right to Eli Brooks. Brooks the other way. And there is Dickinson at the elbow. He'll kick it instead to the corner, and that jumper won't go for Devontae Jones. Jones, though, hustles to the loose ball, and a reset for Michigan.
You know, Jones was a big-time scorer, Coastal Carolina.
There's a 3-ball knocked down by Caleb Houston.
That'll help. It'll bring some space. But, you know, I look at when I think Hunter, great potential, big size, strength. You got to want the ball. You got to want the ball, kid. You got to scream and play. Get me the ball.
Bacot fades over Dickinson. Dickinson held his ground and forced Bacot into an off-balance bad shot. Good hands, though, going the other way. Leaky Black Dog tapped it right to Diabate. Diabate maneuvers inside.
That's why he's been very impressive early in this game. Right hand, left hand.
Love for three. Yes.
He can do that. They shoot the three pretty good. Shoot it really, I think, really well. They got guys that can make the three ball.
Well, last season they shot 31% as a team. This year, early on, but they're shooting 41% as a team. That's a huge improvement.
Big improvement. It's early. It's really tough with the number of games.
There's Dickinson calling for the ball inside, and he's met by Bacot.
Bacot with a good defensive play.
R.J. Davis sets up Leaky Black. That won't go. Dickinson taps it and ends up corralling it.
Leaky's one of those blenders. He's Mr. Versatility. Does so much on the court defensively.
Sweet stroke for Diabate.
Wow, what a start. What a start for this guy. Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
He's got 7 of their 12.
They scored in a variety of ways. Down in the post.
Brady Manick hit the side of the backboard.
Great start for Diabate. Who's really showing his skills out here. Very skilled player. Got Brooks handling the ball at the point.
Good hands by Caleb Love. Creates the turnover. He's ahead of the field. Throws it down.
Jam City, baby. Hey, I'll tell you this right now. Those live ball turnovers will kill any team. And that's what's hurt Michigan this year.
Already 6 Michigan turnovers. They're probably lucky to be down by 1, but they're leaning on the freshman.
There's Mr. Diabate inside. Got in a low box with the left hand. Then he says, you know what?
For a limited time, only at Sonic. Bob Wischusen, Dickie V. Chris Button is with us as well. Chris.
Bob, a unique matchup today as both of the men that are coaching in these games are coaching for their alma maters. Juwan Howard, Hubert Davis. In talking to Davis today, he said it's so much harder than I imagined because you're taking your experiences and filtering them through your own lenses. So in that part, it's, I loved my time here. I want to be able to give that to those guys. It was better than any time I spent in the NBA. I hope that I can have these men grow in my time like I did at UNC.
You know, talking to both of these coaches, Dickie V, to Chris's point, unlike the college football coaches that right now, some of them with their team potentially on the verge of going to the playoff maybe, are bolting for big paychecks at other places, Juwan Howard and Hubert Davis will never leave either of these two schools by choice. These are the homes for these two coaches.
They love it here. I mean, as Chris said so well. In fact, he told me the same thing. So my greatest days playing here in North Carolina, better than 12 years in the NBA. Paycheck was a little better in the NBA. Juwan with 18 years in the NBA.
And it kicks it up top. And 3 is knocked down by Dawson Garcia. That's his first bucket.
Yeah, he can do that. He does that well, shooting a long range 3. Came here with Marquette, played really well, had a big game, and here he is wearing a North Carolina uniform a year later.
Houston turns the corner, leans in, too strong, foul call. We've got 2 coaches, as Chris said, that are at their respective alma mater. And here's a list of other notable coaches around the country that are coaching at the schools they played for.
Patrick Ewing down there at Georgetown. You put together a heck of a team with that.
That's not bad. That is a good group.
And you can add another name on there next year, John Shire. Duke got upset last night, had a 15-point lead in the second half. Got to credit Ohio State. I mean, they did a great job defensively at the end of the game. Didn't allow them to get a score in the last 4.5 minutes.
Talk about a signature win. That foul, by the way, was on Garcia for North Carolina. And again, Duke with a 13-point halftime lead, but shooting only 23% in the second half from the field.
Hey, Key had a great game inside, but I love the player Liddell. Liddell is really an all-around player. I think he had 14, 11 on the glass. 4 games in a week is warm my throat out, my man. Hang with me. Hang with me.
I'm with you.
There's a little zone right now by Michigan. A little 2-3 zone. Trying to match up out of it. Nice pass.
Manick tries to bust the zone. That's a little too strong. Rebound to Brandon Johns. Shot fake in the corner for Eli Brooks. Ball movement to the opposite side for Johns. That's a little too strong.
Got a job reversing the basketball, swinging it side to side.
Manick inside now. Trying to maneuver. Goes to the right hand. Just a little too strong as he was able to squeeze one up on the glass.
Should have laid that on the glass. He didn't get it on the glass enough. Back at the rim.
Diabate, red hot to start. He's got 9.
He plays with a lot of emotion, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of emotion. Played at IMG Academy down there near where I live. Great sports programs.
The reverse by Caleb Love. Caleb Houston, number 6 in our ESPN 100. Moussa Diabate, number 11. Both McDonald's All-Americans, part of a really strong recruiting class for Juwan Howard.
One of the best classes in the country.
And here's Diabate again. Over Manick. He's got another.
Man. He's on fire. He's on fire. No, he fell down. He's so excited he fell down. Oh, he's on fire, baby. And fuego, Dan Patrick.
Love lost it. First to the floor, Eli Brooks. Brooks penetrates, gets caught. Manick shuts it down. 7 to shoot. John spins baseline, off the window, won't go, and Manick clears.
He's a veteran player. He's been around. He's having a little tough time scoring this year. He's got a lot of experience.
Up to the corner. There's a wide open 3. And that would not go for Walton.
And that's his strength. His strength is shooting the 3. Coming out of high school in Minnesota. They produce so many good, outstanding high school players that stay. Unbelievable. The university got all those kids to stay. Homegrown, the Suggs came there.
Here's Frankie Collins running the point. Another freshman, also a top 40 player. And Manick another rebound.
Frankie's from out of California. Played well, gave him a little spark in the last game. He's got to work a little bit more on his perimeter shot.
Love down low to Garcia. Too strong.
Great pass by Love. Gave it to him at the right time. Look, give it to his left hand. He's a left-handed player. He had a great game against Purdue. I mean, he was on fire making 3s. They played Purdue really tough, North Carolina. And then they really got blown out by Tennessee. Rick Morris put the hurt on them big time.
Knocked out of bounds on the drive by Frankie Collins, so it will stay with Michigan when we come back.
Take a look at my guy. Nobody can stop him. Nobody can stop Diabate takes him to the floor. Look, absolutely. You know, Tom got hurt big time. Kids transferred left. You got the kid, for example, Wheeler down there in Kentucky. He was scared with them. And Unbelievable. Lost the kid Kamara down there with Dayton. Dayton had a big shocking upset over Kansas.
After the break and the timeout, 9 to shoot for the Wolverines. Dickinson back in, 4 on the timer. Backing his way down. He's got to put it up, and does, and connects.
That's where he's got to go. He's got to go down to the low box and dominate down inside. But he's got to want the basketball. He's got to be hungry for it.
Garcia goes right at Johns, scores.
He has ability. He's got big-time offensive ability. Garcia can be really a special player. Transferred
to Carolina after 1 year at Marquette. He's a former McDonald's All-American as well. 5 to go in the first half.
Here we go. Try not to go one-on-one.
There's a push called on Armando Bacot. Only the second team foul on Carolina.
Look, grounded pound. Look at pound. Look at the shoulders. Look at the shoulders. So you can't stop me. I'm getting down inside. And he's right. You know, Bacot, and when you think about the kid Musa, they played at IMG Academy down in Sarasota area, where my grandson plays lacrosse. He's going to go to Notre Dame for lacrosse, play for Coach Corrigan.
Who from your family doesn't go to Notre Dame?
Well, I got 2 at Duke.
I'd put that on a team.
At Duke.
You'd knock it down the fairway. Yeah, 5 to shoot for Michigan. Frankie Collins with the left hand rolls it off the rim.
Nice drive by Frankie, but you got to convert. That's the best part of his game.
27th annual Jimmy V Classic at the Garden this year, Tuesday night, ESPN, and the at Texas Tech and Tennessee at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Then old rivals square off in a familiar building. Villanova, Syracuse. To donate to the Jimmy V Foundation, go to v.org.
Well, that's the one game I'm going to miss, and it's going to break my heart, because that game means so much to me. But my doctor's here with me today. I have a chemo cycle to go through. I'll be recovering, but I'll be watching the games. Jay and Dan, and certainly cheering. Hope people donate money.
Collins too strong for 3. Yeah, I think that's more important. Leaky block the other way.
Nice pass.
Deep post position. And a foul will be called on Dickinson on the floor. Each team with only 2 team fouls. And we're under 4 minutes to go here in the first half.
He spent 4 years at OU, lived his entire life in Oklahoma, but had 1 more year, 1 to come to North Carolina. We said we have 4 McDonald's All-Americans. The most I've ever had on one team is 1. So put 4 on a team and we should be really good. We're not showing it. He's become a leader on this team for a group that he really had to step up to. And Hubert Davis said, I have loved what he has brought, not just from his shooting, but his leadership. He said, if I could have 12 Brady Mannix, I'd put them all on one team with me.
Pretty good.
Over 1,400 points he scored at Oklahoma, as that's the second bucket for Eli Brooks. And Brady Manick last season contracted COVID, and he was really the rare college athlete that was really affected by it. He struggled to overcome it, and even when he came back to play for Oklahoma, you could see it affected his play.
Musa wants the ball.
There's a floater instead for Brooks, and he knocks it down. Back-to-back buckets for Eli Brooks.
You know, Brooks is a veteran player. He's a guy they're really counting on. He can score in a variety of ways. A veteran. Juwan Howard working that side.
Bacot down low.
Dump up. Trying to get the ball out of his hands. Oh, Garcia wanted the ball. They missed it.
5 to shoot. Now it's Bacot in the paint. Right at the front of the rim.
Well, you got him real deep. They got him in deep. And I'll tell you one thing. It was a delivery of a nice little bounce pass. Something you don't see guys. The art of making a bounce pass. Best I ever saw, I always told people, was Pearl Washington. He lost his life to cancer. Pearl was so special up there at the Syracuse Dome. What a great win for Syracuse. Being Indiana.
Double overtime?
It's a big game. Down the stretch, the 2 Bayheim kids, they went for 53 between them. And I'll tell you one thing. Trace Jackson Davis is off the charts for Indiana.
Bacot, double team. Walton, the extra pass to the corner. Leaky Black hits a three. Actually, they say he had a toe on the line. So that is a 2 for Leaky Black. And Roy Williams here, he loves it.
Roy, I miss Roy, man. What a winner he was. 3 national titles, Hall of Famer. Did a great job for this university.
Diabate, he has had the hot hands. Misses the reverse. Looking for a foul call. Does not get the whistle.
Should have got the whistle, though. We had a good game, man. These teams going at it. Carolina playing much better defensively as Seth said.
Walton drives it, missed the layup. And it's out of bounds off of Dawson Garcia.
I mean, these two teams are going to win a lot of games. Too talented. There's no doubt about it. They're too talented. Hey, I know one thing. The Big East is smiling. You know why? They're watching the Big Ten dominate, right? The ACC. But you know what happened when the Big East played them? You know who won that big? The Big East. Great book out by Dana O'Neill about the Big East. Tremendous book. People should get it.
Brooks had that shot deflected. R.J. Davis will attack. Throws one up. Out of control. It's saved by Houston, but stepped on the end line.
You are being very kind. Totally out of control. Big time. Like the coach's casual look there, huh? Coach is going casual. I think announcers should go casual, too. David Seiss, the announcers go casual, baby.
We'll step aside. Well, at Cameron, both games on ESPN and the app. One app, one tap. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Chris Budden back here. Chapel Hill at the Dean Smith Center. Half minute to play in the opening half. Somewhat low scoring, only a 1-point lead for Michigan.
What about the women's games? You got some great players. Coach Waltz has a terrific talent there in Kiana Smith. Duke's got a freshman that's outstanding. Oh, Kara Lawson, she'll do a good job. Shea and Dave Wilson can play. And Michigan's got Naz Hillman. Michigan coach came from St. John's. She did a great job there. Should be a good doubleheader.
You got ready for this show tonight. You are showing off right now. Fortitude. There's a deep three. Speaking of showing off, Caleb Love. 5 seconds to go in the half. Devontae Jones.
There's love in the air, baby.
Off the window, in and out. And
love
that's a lead for Carolina at halftime.
Carolina up by 2, 29-27. Played a little defense. Played the defense. If they're going to win, Michigan, Hunter Dickinson has to become a player, baby. And Fuego, Dan Patrick.
Good to be back.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys want to bring me in tears again. That's what you do. Try to get me emotionally. But I'm going to use that crowd spirit and the love I receive here today. As I told you, I'm doing chemo on Friday, and I'll think about that as it'll inspire me.
It is time for the second half of our Sonic Blockbuster matchup. And we'll see which of these two teams is going to get that signature win that both are without so far this season. As Diabate will go to the free throw line. He was red hot in the first half. They're having a hard time. North Carolina is trying to stop that very talented Michigan freshman.
Boy, the Moose goes inside, outside. He's been a major factor. But if they're going to win, they got to get Mr. Dickerson to get going.
Diabate only averages about 7.5 points a game, but he had 11 in the first half alone. As we bring you tonight's game track, brought to you by Fairlight.
Carolina didn't go to the free throw line. Second time this year, did not go to the free throw line. Purdue in the first half as well. And there's a reason. They don't get the ball inside enough. They shoot a lot of threes. They're playing the ball on a perimeter.
Well, guys like Garrison Brooks, Day'Ron Sharp, Walker Kessler gone. Those big bodies that they normally would run their offense through, not here. So it's a different way of playing. And it's the second time, as you said, this year they went 0 times to the free throw line in a half as that jump hook goes down for Bacot. That hadn't happened for them in any games since 2015. And it's already happened twice in the first handful of games this year.
I think Bacot looked really good down in the post there. He's got stronger. Looks more physical.
Here's Dickinson backing it out.
Well, they double him up, trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Bacot on Diabate.
Oh, look at the mismatch on this side with Dickinson. Come on, go up strong.
Dickinson could not dig that one out. Chris Button.
Yeah, to Dick's point, Hubert Davis told me at halftime we have to be able to get the ball inside more. We've had some open shots, but we haven't been able to knock them down. But he's loved his team's passion and the competitiveness that they played with in that first half. Meanwhile, Juwan Howard was pleased with the way that they took the atmosphere and the way they competed, but said we had to be aggressive, but smart aggressive.
I like that, smart aggressive. He was smart when he played that Fab 5 team, Jalen Rose, a guy named Weber. He's famous for that technical foul, but I don't want to hear me say that. He's a Hall of Famer for that technical foul in the championship game in '93.
Now there is smart, aggressive, and Hunter Dickinson on Bacot, and that is an and one for Armando Bacot, and that's the 4th foul on Hunter Dickinson. So Juwan Howard did not take Dickinson out after the last foul. Left him in with 3. They went right back to Bacot, and he's got his 4th.
Smart move. Really smart, cerebral move. Bacot getting the ball inside. He knows he's got 3 fouls. Goes right at him. He bumps him. I'll tell you one thing. To me, Hunter Dickinson's been very passive in this game thus far. He hasn't been the aggressive dominator you expect to see a guy who got so many accolades preseason. And he's too talented. He just seems, I don't know, he's thinking too much. He doesn't seem to be reacting.
Bacot now has 9 preseason first-team All-ACC selection, and this is the largest Carolina lead.
I said earlier, this will be a statement win for one of these two teams. Neither one has a real big-time victory on their resume.
Houston bouncing on the baseline. Another Michigan turnover, their 7th.
Here's Roy Williams coaching. I guarantee he's a little coaching up there. Roy is so special to this university. Did wonders here. And don't forget this. He had 15 great years with the Jayhawks.
Bacot using his size. That time the reverse won't go, though, as Diabate pulls it down.
Oh, you're charged.
Not sure. The crowd thought the call was going to go against Eli Brooks. They called it on Caleb Love.
Oh, wow. Wow. I missed that, baby. I don't blame Hubert. I don't blame Hubert. Oh, man. Watch this. Watch this. Come on now. Come on now. I got one eye, man. I got one eye. Even my throat gets better through this. Come on, Hubert. Let him know. Hubert, let him know about it. Assistant grabs him, sit down, coach, no technical. I think Juwan is even shocked. Juwan is looking there. Really? Carolina making a little better commitment on the defense here. Really are. Communicating a little bit, getting over screens, battling.
Jones leans in. Finishes.
He was a big-time scorer. Player of the year in the Sun Belt Conference, Coastal Carolina. They play quality basketball down there. I've seen those mid-majors, man. Had Beaumont the other day in a tournament with Dayton. Those teams beat people.
That's his first bucket tonight. He averaged over 19 a game, though, to your point last year at Coastal. Dawson Garcia leans in. Comes up short. Fights for the loose ball on the offensive glass. Tapped around. Leaky Black rolls it in.
Leaky Black. And Roy Williams stands up. That's his guy. Look at Roy clapping. Russ, that's my guy, Leaky. Leaky. That's one of those great things they did in the Roy Williams era. The ability to get the offensive boards. Wow, look at him battle. Look at him battling inside. Look at him battling. And Leaky comes up with it. He's Mr. Versatility. He's a blender. That's what I call a blender. Does all the little things. Russ, that's my guy, man.
Leaky's got 5. The lead back up to 6. Nebraska, NC State. quadruple overtime, tied at 92. A terrific atmosphere there. We've got a great atmosphere here as well as Michigan and North Carolina going at it.
Nice little drive right there. It's a place like a museum. Museum that Dean built, a Roy attitude.
Shot fake. And a finish inside for Dawson Garcia. He's got nothing.
See, Garcia's got ability. He's got to be a little more aggressive as well. But he's got ability, man. He and Bacot can cause problems for teams. They're going to be right in the hunt for that ACC title. Mark my words. They're just too talented.
Love turns the corner. Floats one up. Off the window.
He's talented, I'll tell you that. Oh, well. Got to get a TO, baby. Juan gets one. Here he goes. Carolina fans love it. They love it. Come on, Babu Shusin. This is exciting. I know you like that hockey.
Welcome back. You see the booyah signs, the cool on the other side of the pillow signs as North Carolina honors Stuart Scott, who passed away in 2015, a longtime SportsCenter anchor, graduated from North Carolina, a huge Tar Heels fan. Talked to Roy Williams about him today. He's like, he was 170 pounds of full energy and enthusiasm. He loved this school. For the second year, the Alphas, who Stuart was a member of, have committed to raising funds for the Stuart Scott Memorial Cancer Research Fund, highlighting the urgent need for cancer research and the elimination of racial disparities in cancer outcomes. To learn more, go to v.org/Stuart.
Hard to believe, 2015 we lost Stuart Scott.
Unbelievable. His daughters just are unbelievable as well. Booyah, baby. He would love this place. The excitement here tonight is just exactly what he was all about. Miss him and John Saunders, big time. Two great guys left us too early. And here one of his classic calls on SportsCenter. Carolina, it's a shot. Booyah!
Johns passed up a wide open three in the corner to drive it instead at Bacot. Goes to the left hand and scores.
See, he can do that. He's a big plus for them if he starts developing in terms of consistency. Something that's been lacking this year. In the past, he's been very productive coming off that bench. They lost so much. When you think about what they've lost, when you lose a guy like Wagner, they lost the kid Isaiah Livers as well as in the NBA with the Pistons.
Bacot off balance.
Lost the point guard too, and Smith came from Columbia, solid point guard. Jones got a little bit more familiar with the position. He's more of a scorer.
Eli Brooks couldn't bank it home. And the rebound to Dawson Garcia.
I like Garcia's potential. He's going to get stronger. He can shoot the ball.
He'll try a three here. He's got it. You're good.
He can shoot the basketball. Marquette came here. You know, look at the booking game. Roy wanted to book a game. So he books a game with Marquette. So he get a game on the schedule. Brings him into play. Garcia has a big night. They upset Carolina on their floor, but paid off dividends. They ended up getting Garcia in the transfer portal. Don't get me started with the transfer portal. Don't get me started with that.
I was trying not to. Johns from the corner. Too strong. Bacot, a rebound poked out of his hands by Devontae Jones, but right to R.J. Davis.
Mr. Madrid does a great job as a stat guy. He might got Freddie or hear us. Usually two punch. He said biggest lead of the night. Biggest lead of the night. They had that one bad moment. That was a game against Tennessee. He's pretty good. Tennessee struggled against Villanova. But I'm telling you, Tennessee is pretty good. Very good. I love Rick Barnes. Sends me more inspirational messages daily.
The left hand for Brooks won't go. Diabate trying to tap it up. Bacot's got it.
Bacot's having a very good game. He really is. I see a lot more confidence in his game.
He's up to 11 rebounds. We've still got 12 minutes to go. Offensive rebound again for Garcia.
Come on. Garcia and Bacot could really be tough. Then you have those perimeter guys out there. When you think about Davis and Love, Leaky Black, this could be a really good team. I'm telling you, they're going to battle for an ACC title. No doubt in my mind.
John spins. That's rejected by Bacot. Wow.
He's having a hell of a game. He wants
Love for three. A little too strong.
I would have brought the house down. Where's Sammy Cassell? Then he said it's the wine and cheese crowd. Oh, Sammy, I'll never let you live that down. Never, never. This place is electric. Hey, every dollar I would make is going to the V Foundation for kids battling cancer. You can get both at dickvitale.com. That's a little hard. I know you go there all the time.
All the time.
dickvitale.com.
Diabate across the lane, and Michigan now 3 for 13 from the field in the second half. And that is why this lead is up to double figures.
Kareem said, that's not my skyhook. That's not the one I used. Oh, was he special when he played at UCLA? No, I like the way Hubert told me. I spoke to my phone. He said, my 4 greatest years, he told to Chris as well, were playing here. Nice play. Got to go score it up. Got to finish.
Houston missed the layup, challenged by Manic. Brooks gets the basketball and gets a timeout. So we'll step aside for just a moment. Michigan with possession. They need some points.
But you know what? I'm not convinced it's blowout city. I like that Big Ten group. Why? Because Magic's a winner, man.
Yep.
Magic is a winner. He can take 4 guys. He can take you, me, my producer, he can take Adam, our director, and make us competitive. Just ask the 76ers.
Johns went Euro crossover. And it looks like a flopping violation is going to be called.
Yeah, they're trying to wipe that out, and I don't blame them. You know, I mentioned Magic at 76. There was a time when he took over because Kareem couldn't play. Playoffs, he gets a great Sixers
Played all
team.
5 spots.
Oh, he went for 42. 42. I think he was a rookie. Are you kidding me? Irvin, one of my favorite players of all time, if I have a good coach, was a guy like Magic. Jordan wasn't bad either. Guy number 23.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad. He had a chance.
Said 5% of the 75 all-time greatest NBA players played here as Manic goes baseline for North Carolina.
Tell you one thing, he's got to really be pleased, Hubert, for 2 things. Execution, they're being efficient, and the way they're playing defense. They have improved defensively. I think Coach Greenberg got to him with that little presentation he made. I think they had that saying, look what they're saying about us. We don't communicate. We don't talk. We don't get back in defense.
Manic challenging Johns to shoot the 3. He takes the challenge and knocks it down.
He's a good player. He really is. Good player coming off the bench. But what about that great win, Jim Harbaugh? I mean, people were on his case because he could beat Ohio State. Face reality, you don't win like you did at Stanford and 49ers not be able to coach.
Manic answers.
They're on fire. They're executing. It becomes contagious. Everybody's getting involved. It's becoming involved. Hubert's a little biased about his opinion. He thinks the best 3-point long-range shooter in the nation, which I don't blame him. He sees him every day in practice. There's some pretty good shooters out there.
Kerwin Walton. That's rejected by Diabate.
Diabate's been very impressive. Offensively, defensive potential.
Double dribble call on Frankie Collins. We've got another star-studded NBA Friday doubleheader to tip off your weekend on ESPN and the app. Joel Embiid and the Sixers play the second game of their 4-game trip against Trae Young and the Hawks at 7:30 Eastern. And then Paul George and the Clippers square off with LeBron and the Lakers at Staples Center. Our coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern on Friday.
Hey, could Trae Young still be in college? I think he's still going to be in college. He's been unbelievable.
Manic looked for Bacot out of bounds off of Michigan.
He didn't really have a good angle for that pass. Manic.
Bob, and one of the more frightening and unusual tattoos that we have seen. How about the scream mask on Brandon Johns? The other side of the arm, he has the clown from It. It's because he loves horror films, and the goal is to have all of his arms tattooed with the leading stars of horror films. So yes, on the left forearm is the scream mask.
Oh, it sounds like a good idea when you're 19 or 20 years old, as Garcia works in the pivot, and he turns it over as he shuffled his feet. As a dad, I'm wondering someday if he has kids and he goes to tuck them in. That's going to be a tough way to go, no matter where they look.
Well, you got a son. How about you want to brag about your son, Jimmy? Jimmy's getting ready to race for championship, but nationally?
The Nationals for cross country. His team, Union Catholic, back in New Jersey, is ranked 8th in the nation. And they're heading down to Alabama to run on Saturday.
Did you teach him how to run?
Look at me. What would you imagine?
I don't think
there is no hereditary explanation at all. He's got good hair and he's fast. So explain that to me.
Tell you one thing, it's great for him. Wish him lots of luck.
Thanks. Here's Caleb Love. Drives and throws it down.
Baby. Oh, they love what they're seeing. Love is really a good player. Carolina's playing well. Really playing well. Here we go.
Foul called on the trip as Devontae Jones went down.
Carolina, they get a wake-up call from Tennessee. He explodes. He explodes right to the goal. Nobody rotates over. Juwan's going to be very disgusted with that. So is Phil Martelli, Mr. Isley, Mr. Washington. 14. He's a good player.
He was an all-freshman selection last year, averaged 10.5 points a game. He is averaging over 15 a game this season, so he's basically right on his average. And he is part of an improved group in terms of three-point shooting, a tick up from where he was last year. But this team has shot the three. Of course, you infuse Brady Manick in there as well, and you're going to be a better three-point shooting team.
No, they got 5 guys averaging double figures. I mean, that's balance.
Traveling calls on Devontae Jones. And how about the move? And I guess here it is. You sense it. If you're Juwan Howard, he puts Dickinson back on the floor with the 4 fouls, down by 15.
Had no choice. I'll tell you this. I think the ACC's coming down again. Carolina and Duke.
Go blue, baby. Let's go. They said you can't be hard. Now what?
The maize and blue runs deep in that man. Juwan Howard getting to celebrate the Michigan football team's win over Ohio State. It never left him since he was a player back in the early 90s. But you know you're a real fan when you're naming your dog. This is the 2016 game when they were watching Ohio State. That's the Bulldog in a jersey. That's his son. How about the dog's name? Blue. Obviously. Why would you go with anything else?
He loves Michigan.
You know, talking to him earlier today, he said, look, spent 2 decades in the NBA. Juwan Howard, financially, he's just fine. He does not need to do this. He is doing this because he wants to do this. And he said he will be a coach at one school and one school only, and that is Michigan.
You think they pay well in the NBA?
That's not bad.
He made some pretty good bucks.
Love fades away. He might be heading there soon.
You're kidding me. They're all shooting in. They're all having a blast. Mr. Love. They're going to love Mr. Love. He keeps playing like that here.
Dickinson, yes.
Boy, they got to get him going. He really's got to assert himself. He's got talent, came out of DeMatha, had some great moments last year. Gonna go to low zone. Gonna try to protect him in the zone.
Bacot in the high post. Into the paint goes at Dickinson. Has to kick it back out. Love for 3.
Are you serious? Wow. He shot that from Dorf. He shot that from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Are you kidding me? How are you going to beat him when they're doing that? Wow. That's NBA range, big time. Lots of love in the house. There's lots of love in Tar Heels house right now.
On Kerwin Walton, but this second half has belonged to Caleb Love.
Came in highly rated with big-time high school recruit. Well, look at a strong man. Look where he shot that from. See the three-point line? Forget about it. A range, nothing but nylon. Nothing but nylon. He shot that from Cameron Indoor Stadium. Said, Coach K, you should have recruited me. What a job Coach K's done in his career.
A takeaway for R.J. Davis. Cruises in for 2.
Little simple layup, no showtime. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him.
Fundamentally sound.
Wow. The New York City guy.
He's got a triple.
Michigan's got to find a way, get back to the drawing board when they go back home, and really get themselves better understanding of how to play in terms of, spacing and getting the ball to people at the right time. But that takes time to get to know each other. This is a club with all new players.
Love the Bacot.
This is a veteran team, and they're all playing like it. There's Bacot. He's improved. The more I'm watching this team, the more I like him. And I think they owe a lot of this to Tennessee. And I think with Tennessee whipping them the way they did, I think it was a wake-up call. You wear that uniform, you play for North Carolina, you play with passion. Right down the gut of the defense, and there's the jam. I remember talking to Hubert on the fellow. He said, we had pride, man. We put that jersey on when I played here. We had a lot of pride and passion. The fans expect greatness. So we were embarrassing our effort against Tennessee. I appreciated his honesty.
Bacot was able to wall off Dickinson, and R.J. Davis the other way. Nice little crossover draws the foul. A 20-point lead for North Carolina. And again, Carolina led by only 2 at halftime because in the first half, the star of the game was the freshman Moussa Diabate for Michigan. But Caleb Love has taken over here in the second half, especially the last few minutes.
He's also had a little help, too. I mean, when you think about Bacot, you think about Garcia, they've all stepped in and really helped. Davis had a lot of balance on that Carolina team.
Love, NBA range again, and just comes up short. Houston picks up his dribble, needs some help, and Eli Brooks bails him out. Dickinson spins over Bacot, too strong.
Huggins on their side. Momentum, they got it big time. And my producer's talking to my ear about Tyler Hansbrough. He said,
R.J. Davis adds 3 more.
R.J. says, hey, I can do it. As Tyler was special here, one of the favorite players, Mr. Williams. What about Antoine Jameson? As he came over, said hello, took a picture with him.
Yep, honored at halftime.
He's in the Hall of Fame now, College Hall of Fame. Joins Tom Penders as a coach who got in.
Brady Maddox got the rebound.
Rick Bird from Belmont. Congratulations to all those guys in the College Hall of Fame. Tom did a great job as a coach, still very active on Twitter. Loved a tough, hard-nosed guy when he coached.
Love's floater is good. 22.
They're on fire, baby. 25. Hubert's got to feel good today. He's got to feel good today. He didn't feel like this after the Tennessee game. The Vols really put the hurt to them, but I think it woke them up.
Houston rises up, comes up short, tipped around, and R.J. Davis with a break.
He and I were talking about the fact, he got hit. He and I were talking about when you're North Carolina, you're Duke, Kentucky, you're going to take everybody's hit, and you're going to be
Here Tuesday night on ESPN and the ESPN app. We'll have Texas Tech taking on number 13, Tennessee, at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And old rivals square off. It'll feel like a good old-fashioned Big East game when Villanova meets Syracuse. To donate to the Jimmy V Foundation, go to v.org. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, and Chris Budden here at Chapel Hill, and it has been quite a second half for North Carolina.
Brilliant. We showed over Tyler Hansbrough a little while ago. Played on a great team, won the national title 2009. Wayne Ellington, I remember, Ty Lawson, Danny Green. I can't think of the fifth guy. It was Green, Ellington, and Lawson. Lawson was so quick with the ball. Tyler was a monster. I can't think of the fifth guy. Somebody help me out up there. Come on, Jay Billis, where are you? Come on, Jay. Jay, send it to me, text me. Who's the fifth guy?
And by the way, you've got some inside Notre Dame coaching information for me. I'm dying for nuggets. You usually have one.
Well, I just think that why waste time? They should hire Marcus Freeman. I've been around the Notre Dame program. This guy's got class. He's got great ability. Players love him. I'm telling you, he should be the choice. Tommy Rees has already announced he's coming back as the offensive coordinator. So I think that tells me that maybe that deal's been solidified. I think he would be a great hire. And the first thing they should do is go find a head coach who lost his job, like what Kiffin did, Sarkisian did, O'Brien did. What happened? Nick Saban hired them. They rejuvenated their careers, and they went on. So get them a nice veteran with them. But I think Freeman would be great. Players absolutely love him. And don't get me started about coaches leaving early. You know why?
Did I?
Charlie Tuna, the big fish on campus. The guy with the zillions of dollars. He puts the packages together. He goes to the AD, the president, good offensive rebound. He goes to the president and says, look, I'll give you millions and millions. Go get this guy, that guy. So they load up the cash box, and these guys leave, both on their teams. Give me a break. Might go to the Final Four and you're both on your team. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. When Roy's leaving, he says over.
Subway's Eat Fresh Refresh has so many new footlongs. Here's how they line up. We got the new chicken and bacon ranch, new Baja Steak and Jack, and the new Baja Chicken and Bacon, a.k.a. the Smoke Show. Save big. Order through the app.
We've been waiting all year to come together. Happy holidays.
Blown out by Tommy Lloyd. What a job he's doing with that Arizona team. Even though I'll tell you this, Miller left him some players.
Yeah.
Miller left some veteran players, but Tommy's doing a good job on it. And nobody ever questioned Miller boys can coach. There's no question about it.
It was a big curtain call a moment ago for the 5 on the floor for North Carolina. How about weaving his way to the basket is Anthony Harris.
Nice drive by Harris. He had knee injuries, problems early in his career. They got a good basketball team. Don't you feel that way, Bob?
Oh, there's no question.
There's no question. How good is Tennessee that they can beat them that easily? I think Purdue's the best team in the country.
Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt up next here on ESPN. He'll have the top moments, live post-game from all of tonight's Big Ten ACC Challenge matchups. Plus, Brian Kelly explains why he left Notre Dame for LSU. We're going to see if Dick Vitale buys it. Jeff Passan with the latest.
Here, right here. Show it. Show it. I'll give it to you right here. See this? Love this. Show this, Mr. Bell.
All right, let's
come on. Right there. That's why he left. Packs of it. Stacks of it. Give me all this nonsense. Come on, man. He left with lots of cash. Give me every reason whatsoever. Cash, cash, and cash.
Well, the Mets just gave Max Scherzer about $43 million a year, and Jeff Passan with SVP is going to talk about why we've got the latest on baseball's impending lockout. Sports Center with SVP coming up next year on ESPN and the ESPN app.
I'll tell you this, Jimmy V said it the best. When I was going for the Pistons job, he said, don't mess with Happy. You're happy as a college coach. And sometimes these guys get greedy. The press conference is nice. Then all of a sudden, there's no Toledo and Davies. And not that those schools are bad. But you go week after week with Saban and Alabama and Georgia. And I'll tell you what, 8-3 will not make it at LSU. 9-2 will not make it.
Well, isn't that the message that you're kind of getting from some of the coaches that now have maybe the chance to go to the SEC and leave to avoid going to the SEC, like when you go from Oklahoma to USC,
right.
Or if you get a James Franklin who stays at Penn State. You know, you get Al Tucker who stays and signs a long-term contract at Michigan State. Those guys were mentioned as possible SEC coaches, and you could go to the SEC. It'll be like the NFL. Like every fan base thinks they should win the national championship, and you could coach well and go 8-3.
Every game is a battle and battle and battle. But I'll tell you this. You know, one thing I was thinking about, I sent a text out the time is today. And I really think it's great. If coaches can get those kind of monies, I don't blame the coaches. I blame the schools. I blame the administrators. I blame the athletic directors. And I blame the presidents. And I blame them because Charlie Tuna runs the place. The big fish on campus, the guy with the zillions of dollars. He walks in, Charlie Tuna, I'm the big man here, man. I got a lot of cash. I'll fill that up if you get my guy to coach. Nah, come on. It's ridiculous what's going on. It's insane. But I told Tom Izzo in a text, if Mr. Tucker, after 1 year, you get a $95 million deal, I want to represent you and walk in and see the president and say, you've seen Tom Izzo's resume? Let's start talking at $200 million.
Down to the final 25 seconds of what will be a very impressive win over a ranked team for North Carolina. Their second half performance as they pulled away. This is that early season signature moment you talked about one of these two teams getting. Well, Carolina's going to be the team that gets it.
Oh, absolutely. Hubert Davis got to be pleased. Offensively, defensively, gave up 51 points. Davis deserves a big hand. But to me, the star of stars, Paul Tudor Jones. Why? Paul Tudor Jones. Watch our segment today at 7. Send me a text message. I'm so touched by what you guys are doing. Here's a check coming tomorrow for $100,000. Paul Tudor, love you, buddy. Paul, love you.
What a performance for North Carolina. A much-needed win for the ACC as the Big Ten ACC Challenge with a 2-win advantage for the Big Ten.
All three of these, he had 20 and 8. Jalen Hill attacks the rim. Hill had 18. Boomer leads by 9. Florida, though, not going away. Tyree Appleby had that monster 3 to beat Ohio State over the Thanksgiving holiday. Then it's Appleby again. Looking good in the neighborhood. Oh, I've amused myself. Appleby and the Gators are within 2. But late it's Hill on the slip and 1. And Oklahoma takes down number 14 Florida. Porter Moser fired up. Sooners off to a 7-1 start. All right, so Penny Hardaway in Memphis, you know they got all the big-time recruits, right? Well, got to win. And you go on the road in this sport, and it's difficult. They're down in Athens, and Amani Bates gets the bucket off the glass, and Memphis has a 5-point lead in the second half. It's down to 3. Jalen Duren get that dunk, but would foul out later in the game. 4 minutes to go. Christian Wright drives the lane. Hunker down, you hairy dogs. They're within 3. Jari Abdur-Rahim. A big 3 with less than 2 to go, and the Dogs lead by 1. Next Memphis possession. And here's the steal. Kerio Oquindo. Give me that. Whoo! Style points. He finished with 24. 3-point game. Bates, do you foul before the shot? Well, you're going to take your chances. Oh, man. What a way for Coach Tom Crean to get win number 400. Georgia by 3. Performance of the night on the ice, Austin Matthews. Put on a show. Raised a bunch of money, lost a mustache. Yep. Whatever he looks like on the ice, he looks like one of very few in the world with this kind of talent. I want you to realize what all the stick tapping that was going on.
How does he do that?
Again, neither Steve nor I can skate, so that's beyond our capabilities. That's his 11th of the season. Now it's Mitch Marner. Matthews. That's his 2nd of the game. The Leafs lead 6-2. That's pretty sporty as well. The patience that leads to goal number 2. And how about a Hattie here? 4-on-4, Matthews. Oh, bang. Late. Bang! Little late.
7.
Dukes hats the whole bit. His 3rd of the game, his 4th career hat trick. And the Maple Leafs win it by a score of 8-3. It's a 42nd game with multiple goals. He and Alex Ovechkin, the only players with 40 multi-goal games since Matthew debuted in the 2016-17 season. Leon Draisaitl, a close 3rd with 39 entering tonight. News from college football. Notre Dame defensive coordinator Marcus Freeman, with mounting support from players and recruits, has emerged as the leading candidate to become the Fighting Irish next head football coach. ESPN's Adam Rittenberg reports that no deal's been finalized. Several steps remain before Freeman can be formally announced as head coach, sources said. Interesting to point out that after a 4-year career as a player for Ohio State, who is the Fighting Irish's opening opponent next year in Columbus?
Correct, I believe.
Welcome to the big stage. Freeman coached at 4 different programs, all in the Midwest. He arrived in South Bend at the beginning of this season. His longest stretch thus far has been the 4-year stint he spent as the defensive coordinator of Cincinnati from 2017 through 2020. The man he worked for until he got on the plane and flew to LSU is Brian Kelly. He had the introductory press conference down there in Baton Rouge. The former head coach of the Irish explained he didn't have a plan in place to leave South Bend, heading into the season anyway. The opportunity down in BR was just too good to pass up.
I came down here because I wanted to be with the best. The resources here are outstanding. It starts with the alignment, excellence, the standard of expectation. Listen, you're looked at in terms of championships here, and I